All right. Imagine turning your dreams into reality with the power of business. Sounds incredible, right? Now find out how right here in Talking Business with Ritz. All right, hi there. You're watching Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview where we showcase the human behind the title before the offer. I am your host, Ritzel Loredo-Rectra, a social media content creator and a digital process automation specialist. So today, we're exploring how business can be your path to freedom with the amazing Skyy Chase. All right, now she's here. There we go. She's here to share some unique insights that you won't want to miss. So grab a seat and stay tuned for an enlightening episode. All right, Bam Bam. Let's get to know our amazing guest, Skyy Chase. Skyy is a social entrepreneur and the powerhouse behind the premier coaching and consulting. So, with a strong background in finance and business, she has dedicated her life to empowering others through innovative courses and coaching. Now, Sky is the a unique ability, right? Sky has the unique ability to help people leverage their talents and achieve their goals. And she is here today to share her wisdom on how business can be a vehicle to freedom. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Skyy Chase, the Business Ninja. Hi, Sky. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for inviting me to the show.
All right. I'm so excited to have you on the show. Are you ready, Sky?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Let's get on. We are now going to the next segment. All right. We are now on the Know the Expert segment. And let's start with the first question. Here we go. All right. First question. Who is Skyy Chase as a person?
Skyy Chase as a person is someone who wants to make their mark in the world, and by doing so, use myself in the totality of who I am. Meaning that I am a person, that has integrity and loyalty. I love to do things in a quality way. I've been helping and activating and being a voice for the community since I was about 15 years old. And I wanted to kind of find a vehicle that I could use that could impact, people's lives by just being who I am and being true to who I am. And at the same time, helping people. A lot of times people start businesses and it becomes so overwhelming and a chore, they forget why they really started the business in the first place. Business is very altruistic. So I'm a very altruistic person. I love giving back. I love, community. I love volunteering. I've been doing this, for a really long time. And business was just a way for me to do it on a broader scale.
All right. That is very interesting. You've started while you were 15 years old. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I
All
started,
right. Now,
yeah, I was
mhm,
really young because people are always in a position where they need help.
exactly. Yeah. Now, um, what was the story behind your nickname, Sky the Business Ninja?
I came up with the business ninja. I went to college, of course, for business. I got my bachelor's degree in business. And
Mm-hmm.
when you start out in business, you kind of become your own avatar. And so I didn't want to stray away from who I was. I didn't, because most of the time people create a persona that's totally the opposite of who they are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
when you hear Beyonce talks, she says Sasha Fierce is the opposite of her. And Nicki Minaj talks about Roman being the opposite. I didn't really want to split myself in two. I wanted my persona to be natural. I wanted to be, it fit my personality and who I truly am in real life. So a ninja is someone that's flexible, that's adaptable, that can pivot. And I've had to recently pivot in my business because the lights went out in Houston for 2.2
Yeah.
million people. So you have to in business, and a lot of times people come into business and they don't realize that it's a roller coaster and it's always changing. So you really do have to be really flexible in business. So that's how I came up with ninja. And I like wearing black, and I can be quite mysterious at times.
All right. Yeah, no wonder. No wonder the color. Because color of ninja is black. Yeah, all right. No, hearing these kind of stories that shape our experts is always fascinating. So I have a follow-up question though, Sky. Could you tell us about a key experience or lesson learned while you're starting your business? No, something that you would want to share with our fellow online entrepreneurs.
What I learned was that I have a podcast too called Raw Focus, and I'm doing a series called The Project Chronicles. I
Hmm.
grew up in humble beginnings, and in growing up in those conditions, what I found was that every single thing that I went through growing up poor or without anything prepared me for what I'm doing now. It prepared me for business. And the first thing I did was I wrote a book in 2018 called The Diamond Anointing. When the
Mhm.
pressure of life, really make you into the great person that you become. And so I want people to understand that what you're facing, the challenges that you're facing, the things that you're going through, they're preparing you for where you're going.
Right. That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Now, it's time for the lightning round of questions. Are you ready, Sky?
Yes.
All right, let's go. Here we go. Okay, now, first question. What is your favorite word and why?
Wow, that's a good one. My
Yeah.
favorite word would be consistency. And the reason why my favorite word is consistency is because consistency, the definition of consistency is not what people think it is. Consistency is not showing up every day. That's diligence. Consistency is like if you were baking a cake. What is the consistency of the batter? Consistency is what holds your business together. Consistency
Mhm.
is doing the same thing the same way so that you could get a particular result. So when you want those pancakes or that cake to turn out the same way every single time, the consistency of that batter has to be the same.
All right, so that's your favorite word, consistency. Now, next question. Morning ritual.
Morning ritual. I was getting up at 5 o'clock. Now I'm getting up at 4 o'clock because of the because the lights went out. But I get up at 4 o'clock, actually, and I keep it on my board. I get up at 4 o'clock, every morning, and
Yeah.
I open my business at 10. So between 4 and 10, I have like 6 hours to exercise,
Wow.
pray, meditate, go over the goals that I had the night before, plan out, my day, get dressed, eat breakfast, do all of that before I open my business at 10 o'clock. So I get up at 4 o'clock every morning.
Wow, so early. No wonder you caught me while I'm fixing our backstage.
I
No
was already
wonder.
up.
Oh, why is she here?
She was like, "You got 3 hours."
Yeah, we still
Because
have 3 hours. Not yet. All
I've been
right.
up.
Now, right. Okay. What is your favorite book?
Wow, my favorite book. Wow. Um, and it's really interesting because it started out as not my favorite book, but my favorite book is a spiritual book. It's called Hinds Feet in High Places. And the book, when I first started reading it, I really didn't like it. It's a book I had to grow into. And out of all the books I've ever read, this is the only book that challenged me and I had to grow into. And it's basically, it talks about how in life, it feels like sometimes you're standing still. Sometimes it feels like you're going backwards. Sometimes it feels like you're not making any progress. But actually, you're always going forward. Even when it doesn't look like it, you're always moving forward. Hinds feet in high places.
That's an interesting book. I'm going to look for that later on. Now, next question. Who inspired you the most?
Wow, who inspires me the most is my grandmother. My grandmother really inspired me the most. She was the one who taught me my values. She was the one who taught me about integrity. She was the one who taught me, about standards, all the lessons I learned from her growing up. And I honor her in everything I do. I just opened up a etiquette academy in her honor.
Oh, did we lost her? Did we lose Skyy right now? Okay, let me just do a refresh. For everyone who's watching, I'm going to do a refresh right now and let me get her on stage again. Yeah, yes. Let's see what happened to her. Yes, you were not. Okay. Let me invite her once again. Nope. Let's do a refresh right now. Oh, we're having some technical difficulty. And here we go. Oh, all right. We're still having a Microsoft problem right now, and her machine just rebooted. Okay. Okay. And she's back. Let me just put her on stage once again. Here we go. And we're back.
Yes, we're back. That's why. See, this is why I'm the ninja. You gotta
That's
be flexible.
technology for us. Yes, yes, yes.
Gotta bounce back. Microsoft is having an issue. All the
Yes, it
plans
is.
are down.
Yes.
Yeah, so it just rebooted. They must be fixing on it. Oh my goodness. Bounce back.
All right, then let's continue.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. Next question. Are you a cat person or a dog person?
Probably dog, because loyalty, because I like loyalty. Dogs are loyal. Cats are, cats, I don't know, they act too human. I had a cat before.
Exactly.
That cat gave me a hard time. Like that cat wanted to take over. It was a Persian cat. She was beautiful, but she wanted to be the queen of the house, and I had to fight her for the queen for the throne. So Cats, they act too human. I like dogs.
All right. Stay with dogs then. All right. Now, coffee or tea?
Oh, tea for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now, next question. What's the best advice that you've ever received?
The best advice I ever received was be yourself. Yeah, that's the best advice that I ever received. It was very freeing. Also, it really caused me to also start a magazine called B,
Mm,
because it's important for us to be ourselves at all, at all times. We're living in the world of artificial everything.
exactly. All right. Let me just highlight our our live show right now. Oh, here we go.
Okay, Microsoft, don't be messing with my stuff.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let's go. Next question. In 3 words, how would your friends describe you?
Wow, how would my friends describe me? Oh, my friends would describe me as outgoing,
Hmm?
um, loyal, and honest. Yeah, outgoing,
Oh,
loyal, and honest.
outgoing, loyal, and honest.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Last question. What advice would you give your younger self?
Wow. I would really just tell my younger self to just don't second guess yourself. Whatever that first thought was or that first thing you wanted to do, go with that thing. Don't second guess yourself.
Right. Let's take a moment to let that sink in. That's a very powerful piece of advice. All right. Awesome. Now, Sky, we really appreciate your openness and the wonderful stories you've shared with us. And it is clear that your personal journey has really shaped um, your unique approach to business. Where is it? Here we go. All right, to our viewers, if you're enjoying this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And for everyone joining us live, keep sending in those questions for our Q&A session later on. Now let's transition into how we can leverage Sky's insight to unlock our own business success. So let's move on to the next segment. Are you ready to dive in, Sky?
Yes, let's go.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome back, amazing fanboms, to learn from the expert segment. Now, joining us today is Skyy Chase, the business ninja. She has been a trailblazer in the business world for over 25 years. She is a passionate advocate for entrepreneurship. Now, Sky's innovative approach and dedication to community building make her a true leader. Now, let's dive into what really defines a successful business. So let's start with our first topic. Here we go. So Sky, let's kick off by defining what is a successful business looks like to you.
A successful business, to me, the way that it was really explained to me, business is really a vehicle. It's like a car, and you're taking, who you are as a person, your values. You're taking your compassion, your passion, your gifts, your abilities, your talents, your expertise, your education, and your skills, and you're putting it in this vehicle, and you're driving to a destination. And on that destination, as you're driving, you're meeting other people as you're venturing out, and you're coming into these alliances, and you're taking all of that to the marketplace. You're driving to your destination, which is the marketplace, and you're going to exchange those things in your vehicle for money. And
Mm.
I think that that's probably the simplest way that I can kind of put business being defined, is that you're bringing, all of your experiences, everything that you have experienced, you've gone through for a reason. And all of those things can be monetized because they all have value.
All right. I can't wait to dive deeper into this topic now. Sky, your insights are pure gold on this one. So, what key components do you believe are crucial for building a successful business?
One of the things that I do at this point in my business is I come up with these methods, and I come up with this method called the PRISM method. And the reason I came up with that method is because business is about perspective. When you come into an alliance or you venture with someone else, you're bringing their perspective in. And then you need to be able to see as many perspectives as you can so that you can create a holistic business. Because a lot of times people don't see their own blind spots. And so you're
Yeah.
delivering a product. We see this all the time in businesses that been around a long time, but their customer service is non-existent. We're seeing that right now. The airplanes are down. People are upset. They're not giving out vouchers. They're not giving out hotels. They're not. That's all customer service. And this is going to determine, your bottom line. Now you're going to lose all of these people. They're going to end up not flying with your company anymore, and they're going to go with someone who's more holistic, who understands that the reason my business is successful is because of you, the customer. And
Yeah.
the flights are down. I need to be accommodating and making sure that you get reimbursed, you get hotel, you need to be able to extend that. And I think that people don't really look at that. They think, like, I made the money, I have a successful business, I don't need you anymore. You know what I'm saying? But we should always be looking at it in more of a holistic way.
Yeah. It's better to look at it like a repeat business, right?
Mhm. Absolutely.
All right. Now, what are some of the biggest challenges entrepreneurs face in creating a successful business, and how can they actually overcome them?
I think one of the biggest challenges is that they don't have realistic expectations. Their expectations are not realistic about how business really works. Business has a lot of moving parts. There are a lot of
Exactly.
moving parts in business. And so you may be focusing on this one area. Like, for an example, you may be good at sales, but not at marketing. And so
Hmm.
you need a working knowledge of all the parts of your business so that you can be able to make, informed decisions about your business. So I think that people don't have realistic expectations of how business really runs. People focus on the entrepreneur side. Entrepreneurism and business are two totally different things. They're not the same.
Mm. So, what is the difference between the entrepreneur and entrepreneur style and really doing a business?
Entrepreneurship is the more like the artistic side, is the creative side. You're creating books, you're doing, digital products and all of that. But it's like, the entrepreneur is the talent side. But you can
Mm.
have people that have talent and then they're a one-hit wonder. Like, you see this in music a lot. There'll be great talents, but they know nothing about business. And then the people that's great at business, they're mediocre at talent. So the entrepreneur side is more the talent side, and the business side is knowing, how to structure, how to set up structure, how to set up framework, how do you organize the business, what are your processes, what are your systems that you have in place, for your business.
Oh, okay. I never thought of that way.
Yeah.
Right. Because, like, for example, you're from a corporate world, right? And then suddenly you shifted, right?
Mhm.
Because your mind is like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur and all that. So, when you shifted from a 9 to 5 to really doing your own business, you got to know a lot of things, just like what you said. So everything now will be on you. You gotta know this. You gotta know that.
Mhm.
Unlike when you were in 9 to 5, you're just gonna go into the office, out, right? You're
Right.
receiving money. But
Mhm.
this time, when you are owning your business, you're the one who's going to make it happen.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh no.
Yeah. It was definitely a transition, but it was a transition in perspective
Mm,
because I went from being the employee to the
mm,
owner. So it's really more so a shift in perspective. And so, being the owner, and interestingly enough, it gave me a great appreciation for business owners because you don't realize the challenges that they face every day. Because, yes, you do. You have to make it happen, you have to figure it out. It's going
mm.
to test everything about you, every single thing, and it's going to show you some things about like who you are. you know
Exactly.
you could call into work, you can't call out the business, you can't call out, you have to show up, every day. But in showing up for your business, you're showing up for yourself. You're showing up for yourself every single day. And you're using your faith. See, and when you work a job, you don't really have to use faith except for getting to the job safely. But you're told what time to get there, you're told what to wear, you're told what to eat. But when you have your own business, you have to use your faith every single day. every
Exactly.
and it takes a lot of courage. Takes a lot of courage when you're a business owner. Yes.
Yes. And then also, if you have your own team, right? You can't run the business by yourself, right? You have to have talents,
Yes. Right.
hire talents from
Mhm.
stuffs that you really don't know.
Right.
You gotta delegate and all that. And then when you have your team, that's where people skills comes in, right?
That's
So you
where the
have to
people.
learn that too.
Yeah, the interpersonal skills. Yes, absolutely. But see, for me, the interpersonal skills was there because I do a lot of work in the community. So even though I come online, I do probably about 80% of my business I do face to face. So I'm
Oh,
always face to face. I'm always in the community talking about my business. And my coach is telling me, no, you need to get online because people need to know who you are. You're doing great work. You need to get online, get back, get online because I do mainly. So I'm flipping it. Now I'm coming online more.
yeah.
And then, yeah. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And if you're online, right, you're going to reach more people outside of your location, not only in the United States, but all over the world.
Yeah, all over the world. Wow. Yeah.
Like right now, we're talking, I'm in Kuala Lumpur and you are in Texas.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, even though and
Completely opposite.
for me, I had to come out of my comfort zone because I'm the type of person that like to be behind, the scenes.
Yes,
So it really kind of so starting a business also makes you grow. It makes you grow in ways
exactly.
that you didn't realize you had to grow. So now I had to come from behind the camera to in front of the camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We're the same. I started this one in 2022, going online, so I was very scared. And if you watch the first episode of this one, it's like, who is she?
Yeah. Wow. You're
All
doing
right,
great. You're doing great.
right. This is after 100 and so episode. You are my 160, 115.
Wow. Okay. Appreciate
All
that.
right. All right, those were incredible insights, Sky. Now that we've defined what a successful business looks like, let's now shift to the next topic. All right, next topic would be fulfill your dream and how business can help achieve your goals. So, Sky, many people dream of turning their passion into a thriving business. Now, how can building a business help someone really achieve their personal dreams?
Well, dreams come into fruition by a multitude of business. So that's how your dreams come to fruition by a multitude of business because your dreams want to be born too. Your dreams want to come to the surface as well. So your dream is like a baby that wants to wants to be born. And so you have to do everything that you can to nurture your goals every single day. You have to get up and know what your goals are, and at least do one or two things toward those goals every single day. So if that means that, I have to make, 30 phone calls today because I got some leads, I have to make 30 phone calls. Every day should be a step closer to your goals, and your goals is what's going to cause the dream to come to fruition.
All right. That's such an important point, Sky. Now, for everyone listening, this is definitely something to take note of. So let's continue. What steps can entrepreneurs take align, the entrepreneurs take to align their, business goals with their personal aspirations?
If you have the goal, say if you have the goal to start a coaching, because coaching is really a billion-dollar industry. One goal you could write is to do your market research. A lot of times people want to do things, but they haven't done any market research. And so under market research, you'll find out, what websites do I need to go? Do I need to go to Buzz Sumo? Do I need to go to Google Analytics? For every goal, there should be some steps that you take to achieve that goal. Because remember, the dream is the big picture, and the goals are the little steps that it takes to make the big picture come clear. So it's almost like you're reverse engineering your dreams. You're reverse engineering your dreams.
Right, reverse engineering. Okay, now can you share an example of an entrepreneur whom you've successfully helped align their business with their personal goals?
Just recently, because I'm starting to work with the youth, so I'm going to try to use something that's kind of fresh.
Mm-hmm.
My granddaughters, have dreams of starting a t-shirt business.
Wow.
And so I just helped them to write a book. So they're new authors. They're 15 and 13.
Wow.
Yeah, so they just wrote a book that I'm in the process of editing. So they're new authors, and they just opened up their t-shirt store. So I helped them to start up their t-shirt business on Zazzle.com. And it's based on the biblical principle of making your name great. So the shirts have their names on them, and they have like motivational sayings to motivate children, because a lot of children are having a hard time in school. They deal with depression and stress and all of that. So the shirts are very inspiring. We also shot. I helped them to shoot a PSA. They also public service announcement as well. So that was like the most recent thing that I've done. And then I have other clients who I've helped to start, on the path of doing coaching, because I have a nonprofit organization doing coaching businesses. And what I do with them is I find out what their gifts and their talents are. Because when you operate in your gifts and your talents, it gives order and direction to your life. And it's what you naturally do. And when
Yeah.
you can do it naturally, it doesn't feel like work. So I help people start coaching businesses, and I've helped over thousands of people get their coaching certifications. So because I certify people as well.
Wow. All right. You're dropping some serious knowledge here, Bam Bams. If this is resonating with you, give us a thumbs up. All right. On the third topic. Here we go. The NOAA model benefits of building a resilient business. So I'm really curious about this. How did you come up with the NOAA model and why it's essential for building a resilient business? It's kind of unique. NOAA model. All right.
Well, because, that's kind of like where I'm at in my business now. I'm, creating these methods and models. And I created the method, the model, the PRISM method. I think I shared with you earlier. And one of the pillars is biblical principles. And so, in order for your business to have longevity, it's very important that we build businesses that have longevity and sustainability. And
Mhm.
people are just building fly by night businesses. But as you can see, we're in a retail apocalypse. A lot of businesses are closing, and someone has to replace those businesses.
Mm.
And one of the people that I kind of study a lot is Sam Walton. Sam Walton started the business Walmart as a mom and pop shop, I believe in 1963 or 1964. We are in 2024, and
Yeah.
Walmart is still going strong. So
Yeah.
his business is an example of a sustainable business. The reason that I picked Noah was because Noah had a lot of naysayers. When you step out on your dreams and you step out on your goals, you're going to have a lot of naysayers because the vision that you have, only you can see. And that's what business is about taking the intangible and making it tangible. So, in business, Noah, the wood is the core material that you need. That's your vision and your mission. And then your blueprint is your plan. And then you have to organize and structure the business. That's the roles, you define the roles and the responsibilities that go in. And then right now, risk management and contingency plans is very important for your
Mm.
business. Who knew the lights was going to go out for 7 days? You don't have any, what plan do you have in place? The lights are out, can't see anything. What are you going to do? You need a backup plan. And so technology and the tools that you need, to make your business more efficient, to automate your business so that you can make money, while you sleep. These are all the things that Noah, had. And he had animals. The animals, they all represent something. The lion represents leadership and strength. The elephants, they represent memory and power. Um,
Mhm.
yes, two of everything. He took the ants. The ants represents diligent and teamwork. You need a strong team if you want to have a successful business. And they represent hard work. Your bees, the bees represent productivity and organization. The dolphins are really good with sonar, communication, and they represent intelligence. The owls represent wisdom and foresight. You need foresight in your business. Where are you going? Where are you taking the business? You have all these followers. Where are you taking these people? You have to be taking them somewhere. And then
Mm.
the horses represent endurance and reliability. And on and on, your dogs, loyalty and protection. And so I tried to take these biblical principles so people can get a clear picture and have a realistic expectation of what they need for their business. And that's just a few examples.
Right. Now, how can entrepreneurs implement this Noah model in their business?
Basically, like I said, gathering all of the materials. It's like before you go and do anything, the first thing you have to do is plan. You have to have a blueprint, and you have to have your business plan, because a business plan is like a Rubik's cube. It's going to allow you to ask the hard questions and look at your business in so many different angles, so that you can have a comprehensive plan, and a plan that has foresight and insight, and hindsight. So the first thing I would say is start, with a plan. The planning takes the longest, but the plan is the most important step. And a lot of people that have businesses, they don't have a plan. They don't know where they're taking the business. Your business plan should have a 1 year, a 3 year, a 5 year, and a 10 year. So that
Mm.
means you need to invest some serious time into your business plan to be able to answer all of those questions, because you have to have a vision as well as a mission. How are you going to carry this out? You can't leave a legacy if you don't know what is entail. You see what I'm saying? What's entailed in that legacy. So I want to leave a legacy. So I want my business to be thorough. I want to cross every T and dot every I. So I would say for new entrepreneurs, do all of your research and get your business plan. And when you're trying to build capital, when you go to the bank, guess what they're going to want to see? Your business plan.
Right. That's where I think everyone is, getting stumped there,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They don't know where to start. They just start.
They just start. Exactly.
Yes.
They just start
And then learn on the go.
and learn on the go. But if you
Yeah.
plan it out, like you have to do things in phases. For me, I do things in phases. I have a nonprofit organization because I want to give back to the community. And then I
Mhm.
have a for-profit. The Premier Coaching is the for-profit, where I, work with people, certifying them according to their talent. But I also want to do beauty. I also want to get into the beauty, phase of life. So you have to do your business in phases, and I think that when you're not, the business plan organizes you. And if you're not organized, you're going to be all over the place and you're going to get overwhelmed. And when people get overwhelmed, they get paralyzed and they don't do anything.
Right. They actually stop and they're stuck there and actually not moving.
Exactly.
I can relate to that. All right, Sky. That's such a unique perspective. I never thought about it that way before. That's why I say I really can relate right now.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much. This is such a fantastic live expert interview. I'm not expecting this actually. I know we're all business. Okay.
Wow.
Fantastic, fantastic. All
Yeah.
right. All right, I'm excited with the Q&A. I have some questions here. Let us play the segment title so we can get on with it. Here we go. All right, let's start. First question. Here we go. Sky, what's the first step I should take if I want to start a business but have no experience?
You do have experience. You have life experience. You have plenty of experience. You have to sit down and do what I call gather your pearls. When I first started my business, when you're like good at a lot of things, you don't really know where to start. So I sat down and what I did was gather my pearls. That was all the things I'm strong at, all of my strengths. Write down all of your strengths, all of the things that you're strong, because you want to build a strong foundation and you want to build on the things that you are naturally good at. And if you need to, talk to your parents or talk to your friends and say, what would you guys say that I was good at? That's what I did. I asked my friends, I said, if you could, describe me as one thing, what would that be? And they said, you always seem like to have the answer. And so that's how I came up with Chase Wealth Solutions. Chase is my name, wealth is my game, and solutions is what I do. Because I read a lot, and people that read a lot do seem to have the answers a lot. So the first thing you should do is take an assessment of your strengths and look at the things that you have experienced. Because remember, I said you take your gifts, your abilities, your talents, your expertise, your education, and your experience. Your experience can be monetized. What do you have experience in doing? And so, yes, you do have something to bring to the table. You do have experience. Everyone has experience.
All right. That's so interesting. Next question. How do I stay motivated when my business isn't growing as fast as I hope?
It was what I said before. The reason that I come on here and do what I do is so people can have a realistic expectation. Because so many times we see people get on the internet and say, "Oh, you can make six figures and seven figures and eight
Yeah.
figures." Yes, you can, but it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. That's not something that's going to happen in 24, 48, hours. Because that's what they make it seem like that, don't they? But you stay motivated because you have to find out what your purpose is. Your purpose is going to make you want to get up when you don't want to get up. It's going to have you keep going when you don't want to keep going. So it's a little bit deeper than just motivation, because motivation is external. That means that somebody has to prime the pump for the water to come out. You have to find internally your internal strength that's going to, and which is your purpose, is going to keep you going. And you really have to have a strong desire to help people. You really do.
Right. Yeah, I can relate on the in Facebook right now in my news feed. All I can see are the way to your first 10,000. I'm having a hard time having my first 2,000.
Yeah. I stay away from those people. I stay away from anybody that talks about money. Now you can make $1,000 quickly. I can tell you how to make $1,000 real quick. Write a book. You write a book and you go do your own book signing, and boom, you make $1,000 easily. But 10,000 and all of that, I stay away from
Yeah.
those people. I stay away from six figure. I can make you six figure, seven figure. I stay away from that. Yeah.
Right. Okay, now next question. Can you share a simple tip for dealing with unexpected business challenges? Oh,
The lights
interesting.
just went out for 7 days. That was unexpected. Oh my goodness, that was
What an
unexpected.
experience, yeah.
That was an experience. That was unexpected. But I just went to where the power was. When the power went out on this side, I took me and my little business. That's when the internet comes in handy. When you could just go somewhere else and plug in. So I just went on the other side of town where the power was. But it was very challenging because in business, if you don't do business, you don't eat, you don't make money. So do you take a hit financially? Yes. And I also want people to know that business and money is cyclical, meaning that it goes up and down.
Ah,
Some
yeah.
I might make this amount of money in my business this month. Next month, I might make that amount of money in my business. And so that's why the purpose of people, when you hear people say multiple streams of income, but your dreams come by from a multitude of business. So this may be, it's like water, it ebbs and it flows. So,
Hmm.
this particular thing, my coaching clients, or I might, get clients over here, and then something happens and that goes back, and then I could go over here and do something else. So you have to have more than one stream coming in to your business when unexpected things happen.
Yeah, so true. But this negates the some of the teachings from other coaches where they say focus on only one thing, right?
Well, we're not one thing. We're not one thing. We can only focus on one thing at a time. But when you are structuring your business, when you're structuring it out, your hand doesn't just have one finger, does it? It has
Yeah.
how, and this hand represents digits. Another word for finger is digit. This is your
Yeah.
combination. So you should be having this many businesses, but you only maybe start with this one. And then
Yeah.
you make a certain amount of money in this one, and then you start that one, and you start that one, and you continue on. But yeah, you can only start them one at a time. But eventually, that's where serial entrepreneurs come from. Eventually, you should be thinking about having some digits,
Yeah.
having businesses,
I love that.
because eventually I want to get into the beauty. I want to start my own shoe,
Yeah, nice.
everything. Digits. This represents money. Digits.
Right.
When you go to the bank, they ask you to put your fingerprint. That's your digit. And then when you are accessing large amounts of money, they ask you for your thumb. This represents money. That's how you manifest. Manifest means hands. Yeah.
Right.
Whatever you put your hands to. So yes, you only can start one business at a time, but you should be thinking about more than one. More than
Yeah. Exactly. So think about start a business right now. Once it's flowing, it's going. You think of another one.
exactly. Think of another one because it moves like water. That's why they call money currency because it moves like water. People move like water. We're like what 75% water. It ebbs and it flows. Sometimes you have clients. Sometimes you have 10 clients. Sometimes this next month you get 5. The next month you might get 20. So it
Yeah.
moves. It moves. It's cyclical, and you have to understand that because if you think that you're constantly because see, it's market share. You're not the only one out there doing what you're doing. It's other people doing it too. And so that's why I try to do it in a unique way. I try to do things people never seen done before. And I try to say things that people, never heard say. So I just be my unique self. And if you be your unique self, the people that's supposed to gravitate towards you, they will. They will.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that, especially the Noah model. What Noah model?
You like that? Yeah.
I like it. Right now, let's jump to the next question. What are some ways to make my business more resilient? That is the question.
The consistency, the consistency is the substance. It is the thing you put in between the bricks.
Mm.
When you're building the building, and then they put the cement and the water in between the bricks to hold it. So the resilience is going to be your faith, the recipe, the formula, your faith, your
Mhm.
courage, your trust, your belief system, because you're pouring you. When you create a business, you're recreating you in a different form. So your resiliency, your integrity, your values, you are building on all of those things. And we're living in a time where those things aren't important. Businesses don't have integrity like they used to anymore. You
Yeah,
order something online and what you ordered and what you get
it's different.
is different. So the fact that you're operating in integrity in your business, that's going to make you stand out these days. The fact that you're giving a quality product, that's going to make you stand out because everybody wants a quick buck. But if you're, and I heard Oprah say this, she said, if you always deliver quality, you're always going to make it in business.
Right, right. That is so true. All right, now this is another question that is quite interesting. How do I know if my business idea is worth pursuing?
Well, because your idea is like it has to go through a process too. When I talked about that market research from ideation to implementation, because
Mm-hmm.
this is where your market research comes in, where you're going to see, what's already out there. This is where you're going to look at what your competitors are doing, because your idea has to be able to sustain. It has to be able to sustain itself in the market. It's like, that little teeny seed that
Yeah.
goes through all those thousands and it has to go and only one seed make it, which was you, which was me. You have to make it through all of those adverse situations to be born. So your ideas have to go through that. So in order to help your ideas, you have to do research and say, oh, I want to be a coach. What kind of coach do I want to be? What kind of person am I? Do I want to do one-on-one? Do I want to do group? Just do your research and see what's out in the market. And if you're in coaching is $1 billion business. So that means that there's room for you. There you go. There's room for you. It's $1 billion industry. There's room for you. You just have to decide what niche you want
Mhm.
to pursue. Yeah.
All right. We have more questions, but in the interest of time, I'm going to be asking a last one. What's your go-to method for overcoming client resistance or hesitation?
You meet people at certain seasons in their lives. You meet people
Right.
at certain seasons in their lives. I'm also a sales coach, and so I think that overcoming client resistance and hesitation is listening. So whenever I do a presentation, I always try to find out, my target audience, what things are they struggling with? What things are they trying to overcome? And I always incorporate that into my presentation. So how do I know it's a good presentation? Because at the end, nobody have any questions because I've covered them in the presentation. And so I'm in the process of writing a sales book called Start with Yes. So
Start with yes.
start with
Mhm.
yes. Don't automatically think that somebody's going to tell you no. Start with yes. And how you start with yes is that you answer all of the questions that you could possibly think of, and you could go to answer, I think it's publicanswer.com or something like that, and you can see
Mhm.
what questions your ideal client is asking, and answer all of those questions in your presentation. In every presentation that you do, answer all of those questions, and it overcomes resistance.
Wow, that's great. I never think about that. I never thought of that. Right. Thank you so much, Sky, for sharing your valuable insights with us. And let's continue. Now, let's continue to the next segment, which is here we go. All right. Welcome back, Fantastic Fandoms. We are now in the work with the expert segment, and as this is really an episode which is so epic. I've learned a lot. All right, now, what an insightful segment. Sky gave us so much to think about and implement in our business. A great business plan. So, if anyone want to know more about business plan, Sky is the yoga. Go and talk to her. All right, the biggest takeaway for me is the balance between having a clear vision and executing it effectively. So, the NOAA models emphasis on you know preparation and adaptability is very crucial for building resilient and successful business. That's my takeaway. Now let's take this lesson, apply them to our own entrepreneurial journey. Yay. All right, let's talk about how our viewers can then take the next step and work with you, Sky, directly. Could you share more about your offers and how can they connect with you?
They can connect with me at info at Skyy Chase. And I will, they can send the questions and I will send them, all of the information that they need. I am putting the finishing touches on a program I created called Core Essentials. Core Essentials takes them through a step-by-step journey from beginning to end and everything that they need to do in between to build a sustainable business, one that's going to be around. We need these businesses that we build to be around for 30 and 40 and 50, and our grandchildren, our great great grandchildren, can be a part of these businesses. And I understand that, people want to make quick money and all of that, but I want us to have foresight. I want us to journey into and have vision and journey into the future and see what kind of business that we can create now for tomorrow. So info at Skyy Chase, and then skychase.com just kind of tells you a little bit about me. And but if you want to work with me, just shoot me a email at info at skychase.com, or if you want a product. Or I also create programs, help people step by step go through and create their own programs that's unique to their clients as well.
Wow. All right. Now, I highly recommend reaching out to Sky and take advantage of her offers to enhance your business. All right. Now, Sky, your approach is truly inspiring. And it's no wonder you've been so successful. Thank you for taking the time, thank you for taking the time to share your expertise with us. So For those who wants to contact Skyy, this is the email I'm flashing on the screen, info@skychase.com,
Yeah.
and her website is running at the bottom. All right, skychase.com. Go and visit after this show. All right. I'm gonna leave that running down there. And yeah, so thank you, Skyy, for taking the time and sharing your expertise and offer with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Skyy Chase. All right, Skyy, stay until the end. Let me wrap up the show. Okay, coming up next in Talking Business with Ritz. Here we go. Um, we will be tackling about the three pillars of profitability. So mark your calendar on the 27th of July at 11 a.m. EST. That would be 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central. And of course, if you are watching at my side of the world, that would be the opposite, 11 p.m. at night. So DM me your questions to be included in the Q&A segment. All right. So that wraps up our interview for today, our live expert interview. So remember, Fam Bam, the key to growth, all right, is continual learning and adaptation. So keep pushing your boundaries. Let's do it like this. We are so big. So keep pushing the boundaries of what you can achieve. And if you enjoyed this episode, so please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're always updated. We are in on my Facebook profile right now and in YouTube. So if you want to watch the replay, go to YouTube, subscribe, and you know, leave a comment as well. That would be nice. Thank you for watching. And until next time, stay inspired and keep reaching for your dreams. This is Ritzel Loredo-Rectra and our expert guest, Skyy Chase. Stay safe and healthy as we continue talking business with Ritz.